Good evening, everybody. Spring is finally here. It's just right around the corner. It's pretty much here. We're still feeding a little hay here and there. Y'all can see right here, we've got all sorts of clover getting ready to come in. Got it coming in everywhere, all around in here. Got some more coming in right in here. All that clover coming in is, we haven't planted any of this clover. We've planted clover on some of our places, but none of it over here in this pasture at all. And all that's clover is just coming up. It's all in the seed bank, and when you get your soil, when your soil starts to get right, then your clover will come on. But we've got spring coming on here. We're still moving them slow, okay? When you get deep spring and your grass, and you get into what we call spring flush, then you want to move them fast, really, really fast, okay? Just depending on how fast your grass is growing. A lot of times I can't grow fast enough. I mean, I can't move them fast enough. Look at this right here, guys. There's a bunch of clover in right there. There's a couple weeds here and there, but bunch of clover all in there. Look at that. Yeah, every year the clover just gets better and better and better. And if we plant it anywhere, then it's just absolutely amazing. But all the places that we haven't planted it, it just gets better and better every single year. All right, but we're moving them slow now because just before your spring flush comes, when you get right into that spot where you're getting a lot of spring grass, but you haven't got a spring flush, you want to move them slow for a couple reasons. And one is because you want to be careful about not grazing off all the green before it gets a chance to get ahead on it, because we're still going to get a few cold days here, okay? I think we're about maybe March the 10th or so, and usually we can stop grazing by right about March 15th usually. And this year it seems like we're just a smidge behind, and we definitely had to graze all of our brown last year. Like normally you'll see some more brown in here. We grazed all of our brown last year because it was so tough. Last winter was, because we couldn't get enough hay. So it was just really, really tough. So we ended up grazing all of our brown. Not all of it, but a good bit of it. So that's not going to be our friend exactly there. But other than that, we came through. But we're still, you can tell the green is, it's everywhere. Like if you let them out into all of this, they would graze all around. They'd get pickings everywhere, all through it. But we're just at the point where they would knock it down, okay? You can see this kind of yellowishness right here. Right here's a nice flush green, just because there used to be a cow pat right there. And it's, it just absorbed. The earthworms ate it all, and then that turned into nice green grass. But right here, this is the majority of what we're looking at across here. This grass is still just a light yellow tinge to it, if you can tell the difference to that. Okay, so that's kind of what I look at. When it's still kind of got that yellow to it, I don't want to just turn them loose. I don't want to start speeding them up yet, because that's telling me that the grass is not growing. This is ryegrass that we're talking about here. That's telling me the grass has not picked up and started growing just really, really fast just yet. Now, I'm not exactly sure all of the science behind that. I'm not sure all the reasons behind that, but we are starting to get a lot warmer days here. I'm wearing a t-shirt pretty much every day. Sometimes I'll wear a light shirt in the morning. And we're still going to get some cold nights. It thundered in early February, so that means most likely it's going to frost in early April. So we'll get another frost, so that that's coming. So anytime you get days that are going to drop down cold like that, what that tells you is that those are going to be days that you're not going to be growing, or at least not all day, okay? Days like today, we're growing all day, So you want to get as much growth as you can. And if you put that cow out here right now, then they're going to come in here and they're going to graze all of that leaf off, and then all of your growing potential, you lose some of your growing potential, okay? Because I've talked about this in other videos, but the bigger your leaf is, the longer your blade of grass, the bigger the leaf is, the faster it will grow, the more solar energy it can harvest, okay? And I've talked about that a pretty good bit in past videos. You know, so like this blade of grass right here, it's longer because of the nitrogen. It sucked nitrogen out of the ground from the cowpat that was sitting right there, and it absorbed that, and that helped it to get bigger. But because of that, it's going to have even more, it's going to grow even faster because it's going to absorb more sunlight. That's just like a solar panel right there. Okay, that's going to absorb even more sunlight, and it's going to do better than these blades of grass right here. You can see all of this. It's not, these aren't going to do as well. Now these will do just fine. This will all come up and explode. But my point is that what you want is you want to keep your cows off for just long enough to get it all a nice green. Now you're always going to have, your cow pats are always going to be a little bit greener than the other places, you know, but you want to get it, just get it to where the whole pasture doesn't have yellow in it, if possible. Now that's not always possible. Like us, we are slowly moving forward because we don't want, right now they're in a pasture farther back this way. We don't want the cows to stay in one spot because we don't want them to stay where their parasites are. You know, there's a whole big reasons, lots of reasons why you don't want to keep them in one spot. So we're still moving them forward. We're just moving them forward slower, okay? But inevitably, as they move forward, they're going to graze some of that green grass down. In fact, they're going to graze it down first. They're going to graze all of that green grass away before they really even touch your bale. So you put a hay bale out there so that they don't go hungry, and you hope that they'll eat enough of that hay bale that they don't start to get bubble guts. That's what some people calls it around here. Basically, they'll get the squirts from it, and if they eat too much of the green and they don't get enough brown. That's why we like to leave a lot of brown behind. We like to leave a pretty good bit of brown behind. This year, that just didn't happen. So if that doesn't happen, then that's another reason you want to go slower, because you want to give them a chance to eat the green that's here, and then you want to give them a bale or two for a day or two or something like that, you know. And now, of course, what you can do is unroll some hot wire in here and break this pasture up. So you can unroll a hot wire, let them eat some green for a day, and then go in there with the bale unroller and unroll a bale of hay. And then that way they're still getting some brown matter with that green matter. Okay, you do that every day in here, move across. And if you want to slow them down, if you feel like you need to really slow them down, you can give them a day's worth of green, and then you can give them 2 days worth of bales. Okay, you can do it like that, and you can still stretch it and play with it. For us, we're gonna do probably a day's worth of green, and then give them a bale, and then a day's worth of green, and then give them a bale. I think that's going to be good enough. I got to get this gate closed, y'all. Y'all bear with me here. One quick tip, guys. If you are using chain, this is a light chain. You want either a long chain, you want it to be long, or you want it to be thick and heavy, because you need that weight to keep the cow from flipping that up and getting it off there. Okay, that's just a quick tip for y'all. All right, so back to this, guys. That you just want to keep them from grazing too much of that grass, guys. So anyway, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse, but I'm gonna get this bale moved over here. We're gonna get it pre-placed over here because I'm about to leave. My wife's gonna have to unroll it, so we're gonna leave it here close, and that way she can just drive out here with the four-wheeler, grab the bale unroller and the bale, hook it up, and she'll be right there, and she'll be ready to unroll it. But I'm about to get that over there. We're probably going to unroll it right there in that strip of weeds. Go ahead and get them to trample down that little bit of weed there. You can see where the weeds are real bad right in there. That's because it got real wet during the winter time. Got real wet, and you just don't want to get down in there too much with any equipment. You don't want to get down there with a four-wheeler and get it all nasty. So now that it's dried up just a little bit, we're going to take advantage of that and get a bale unrolled right through there, let them cows trample that in. But anyway, guys, happy spring, and I'm really happy to be able to make a good video for y'all. I really hope that y'all like this content. If y'all have any suggestions for new videos, or y'all want to see more stuff on our farm, I mean, we do quite a bit of stuff that we haven't even showed you near everything. So if y'all want to see some more stuff, you want some questions answered or anything, let us know. Put that in the comments, you know. But please, guys, we are trying our best to grow these videos, and it gets tough to do all the work because I've got to edit this. So not only do I have to make the video, sometimes I have to make it over again, but then I got to sit down and edit it all, try to make it enjoyable to watch, get it all done, okay? And then I've got to make sure I get it shared and everything, and that's fine. I enjoy doing it, but it takes a lot of time. It really does. And y'all can pay me back by watching the videos, but let me know what you'd like to see me change so that it is entertaining for you. But more than that, please share the content. Go to Facebook, go to TikTok, go to YouTube. I mean, go throughout your own YouTube, go, you know, everywhere. Please share it. Go to other people's comments, you know, and tag my videos in their comments. You know, let other people know about it. You know, just help me share this channel. I really do need some help, guys. I really would appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching.